Hello, our group will be presenting Singapore Airlines, its strategy and management accounting. So this presentation will be focusing on two different airlines, both pertaining to Singapore. Firstly, we have Singaporean Airlines, which is a world-renowned and one of the top existing airlines excelling in travel and leisure rankings. Singapore Airlines have the aircraft carriers Airbus A380, the world's largest passenger aircraft, as well as the Boeing 7810 and the ultra-long-range version of the Airbus A350-900 amidst its fleet, allowing it to rank amongst the top 15 carriers worldwide in terms of revenue passenger kilometers, also known as RPK ranking. Secondly, we have Tiger Airways, which is a Singaporean budget airline, which does not operate worldwide, but mainly at the regional destinations in Southeast Asia, Bangladesh, China, and India. From its main base at Singapore Changi Airport, Tiger started as an independent airline in 2003, proceeding to be listed in the public stock exchange in 2014, and most recently they have merged with the company Scoot in 2017.
Both Singapore Airlines Limited and Tiger Airways, also known as Tiger Air, follow competitive strategies, but they are very different ones, aiming to different customers and to create and sustain superior performance. Porter called the generic strategies cost leadership, differentiation, so creating uniquely desirable products and services, and focus, offering a specialized service in a niche market. He then subdivided the focus strategy into two parts: cost focus and differentiation focus. Tiger Airways is a low cost airline which offers cheap domestic flights. According to Porter's typology, its strategy is cost leadership, meaning it focuses its competitive advantage by offering lower costs. Singapore Airlines instead offers higher cost flights, but with its competitive advantage of being unique and offering a high quality service, identified by Porter as a differentiation strategy. Following the different strategies, Singapore Airlines and Tiger Airways target different consumers. As Tiger Airways, which operates as Scoot, aims to a broad section of the market and targets many customers, Singapore Airlines instead has a specific target, which is much more limited. In regards to the product line of the two airlines, Scoot has a very limited selection, compared to Singapore Airlines, which has a wide variety of product lines and many different features. While Scoot still offers relatively high quality services, it does so at the lowest possible cost. Singapore Airlines instead differentiates its products often and does so through innovation. In conclusion, according to Porter's typology, the two airline services follow different strategies. Tiger Airways focusing on a low price marketing, and Singapore Airlines focusing on granting an innovative service and different products, although at a higher price. In this way, the two airlines attract different customers, reaching a high market share.
Singapore Airlines has many key competitive advantages. Firstly, their workforce is composed of highly skilled labor. Customers have recognized this, making Singapore Airlines ranked as the world's best airline at least 4 times. Their unique product and service makes them very differentiated from their competitors. Singapore Airlines has a specific and limited target market, which is high-income and business customers to whom it provides unprecedented flying experience. Singapore Airlines is always a pioneer in setting new standards for the airline industry by continuously introducing innovative in-flight entertainment services as well as launching the latest modernized aircraft. Firstly, Singapore Airlines always improves itself by expanding their fleet by continuously using a more modern service approach on the airline. Following the global extension strategy, in 2004, Singapore Airlines was the first to launch the world's longest non-stop flight from Singapore to Los Angeles. And in 2007, they again were the first in the world to use the world's largest commercial plane, the A380. Secondly, to fortify its position as the premium Asian airline, Singapore Airlines service is one of the highest order, with booths of selection, exclusive and tantalizing dishes, special meals designed by 9 internationally renowned chefs and the world's most discerning wine consultants. Besides, with various entertainment options and continuous cabin improvements in all classes, while still providing an excellent service, Singapore Airlines has created its own standard for the premium airlines market. They make the choice to offer the best entertainment services to customers, one of the most popular one being the Singapore Girl. Scoot Airlines is owned by Singapore Airlines and services 65 destinations across 18 countries. The group more than doubled the size of its fleet to 41 aircrafts via a merger with Singapore-based peer Tiger Airways in 2017. The company's key competitive advantage is that they offer the cheapest prices in the market. Scoot needs to pursue this competitive advantage if it wants to remain successful. So far, what they offer is not very unique. Their flights are only located in Asia, where there are already many low-cost airlines operating towards the same destinations. In order to differentiate themselves, Scoot Airlines should add to their services flights to Europe or America, still keeping in mind the objective of being the cheapest option in the industry. Another competitive advantage for Scoot is that they listen to their customers. Scoot aims to add value to their customers' journey by delivering high customer satisfaction across all touchpoints. In order to remain successful, Scoot should continue paying attention to customer reviews in order to continuously improve their service. In conclusion, Scoot generates the most profit with the lowest input, following a cost minimization strategy. Their company's flights operate the same way as any other low-cost carrier airline on the market. On the other hand, Singapore Airlines is building its reputation by making their service exclusive and special, following a differentiation strategy.
In any business, it is important to collect data, interpret it, and structure it for improvement. This happens in airlines, and in this analysis, the attention to cost is, as the case of Singapore Airlines demonstrates, relevant to emerge in the market. The company, through a solid strategy, has managed to minimize cost and differentiate itself. Before observing the specific case of Singapore Airlines, it is essential to understand the economic measures that, by varying, affect the demand for air transport, including consumer confidence, that is, the availability of spending in this consumer sector, per capita disposable income, measures that refers to the nation's general economic cycle, the profitability levels of companies, taking into account the trends in the air transport service, and obviously the price of fuel, an element to be taken into consideration given its indispensable role. These are the main ones. The demand in this market, therefore, takes into consideration the economic availability of potential consumers and the economic situation of the country in which it is located. In the peculiar situation of Singapore Airlines, there are several stratagems adopted to better manage costs and the demand. For example, the average age of the fleet is 7 years and 1 month, making it the company with the youngest and most fuel-efficient fleet in the world, and so with the lowest maintenance cost. Also, Singapore Airlines was the first airline to launch the Airbus A380, a very large capacity model. This has resulted in a change in its cost structure, as the Airbus A380 is a larger capacity aircraft than the standard models, and therefore this involved a greater waste of fuel. However, Singapore Airlines used this Airbus only on the routes with the highest boarding coefficient in order to support the increase in cost in the face of an increase in the number of passengers carried. Singapore Airlines adopted a hybrid strategy, both cost minimization and differentiation. This administration allows a complete view of the sector, which can be defined as such thanks also to the foundation of Scoot in 2011, and therefore to the exponential interest in the low-cost sector, both for long and regional routes. To speak more concretely, I report some of the points on which Singapore Airlines bases its strategy. For example, Singapore Airlines offer incentives and bonuses to employees who are careful to not to waste. This differentiates the brand and reduces cost. The same purpose can be found in the use of biometric technologies to speed up check-in. Singapore Airlines was a pioneer of this. Another example is that in the purchase of the ticket, there is a possibility for passengers to choose the meal that she or he would like to eat during the flight. This is an aid against waste. All this allows less money to be wasted.
There are 4 main cost concepts that are applicable to running an airline. Firstly, the variable costs, which would include things like fuel and oil, airplane maintenance, and the salary of crew members. Secondly, would be the fixed costs, such as the rental of the hangar, the insurance, and other miscellaneous overhead. Next, there would be the direct costs, such as aircraft operating expenses and direct labor. Lastly, there would be indirect costs, such as advertising and promotion, aircraft servicing, amortization, depreciation expense, general administrative costs, as well as maintenance and depreciation of the ground equipment.
Alright, the role of cost accountants have 3 aspects. analyzing profitability and preparing the company budget, determining the actual costs of manufacturing or providing a service, scrutinizing associated company expense. For Scoot Airlines, they are a budget airline, so they mainly adopt cost leadership strategy, trying to operate airlines with highest efficiency and maximize the economies of scale. For example, the cost accountant will try to identify which is the most economical airplane and only use one kind of airplane, which is 737 in most cases. This can save budget on maintenance and repairment costs. Besides, they will budget the airport fee, choosing the cheapest airport around cities to land and take off. Moreover, they will try to improve the transportation efficiency by putting more seats into the cabin, carrying as many passengers as possible every time. Well, on the other side, Singapore Airlines, they are a top airline, so they mainly use the differentiation method to create a unique quality flight experience for customers. Cost accountants give a higher cost budget to increase the quality and difference, and meanwhile they charge a higher price in order to be profitable. For example, there are normally several kinds of airplanes that serve different short-haul and long-haul flights, such as 737, 787, A380, A350, etc. And besides, the cabin is normally composed of first class, business class, economy class to serve different customer needs, which can have high profit margin. But however, cost accountants still need to save cost on some aspects, even if in Singapore Airlines. For example, fuel hedging is used by most airlines to save money on fuel. The choice of air routes is also important. There is higher frequency of flights in bigger cities and less in smaller cities.
According to Porter's typology, the two airlines pursue different tactics, with Scoot concentrating on low-cost marketing and Singapore Airlines focusing on delivering, two at higher prices, innovative services and different goods. The two companies, in this way, draw separate buyers, gaining a large market share. However, with low input, Scoot generates the most profit, following a strategy of cost minimization. They don't invest a lot, but by making their prices very low, they obtain a big output. The company's flights operate the same way as any other airline with a low-cost carrier. Singapore Airlines, on the other hand, are building their reputation by making their service unique, by investing in a luxurious comfort aboard their flights, food, entertainment, aesthetic, regarding a strategy of differentiation.
Finally, we'd like to end with 3 questions for you to take away. Firstly, which airline strategy do you think is more successful? Next, how do you think Scoot or Singapore Airlines can improve their strategy further? And finally, what do you think are some more examples of indirect costs for Singapore Airlines? Thank you for listening.